Hey, this is Kat with Layout Escapes with an in-depth look at the Spanish Pyrenees to Aragon Track and Tour. Every track and tour vacation is the same concept. It's track time on a famous MotoGP circuit and a sport touring trip with a bunch of track riders. The trips always average about 11 to 10 days. Beyond that, they're all different. The destination really affects the flavor of the tour. So, what's it like to be on the Spanish Pyrenees to Aragon tour? First off, this is Spain. Spain is not like Northern Europe. It's uniquely, well, Spanish. And within that, there's plenty of regional differences with centuries of independent history. Despite those regional rivalries, in the 16th century, Spain was the preeminent world power, and remnants of that time dot the country. Modern Spain is packed into large contemporary cities with vestiges of the past kind of mixed in. Just because something is old doesn't mean it gets torn down in Spain. Sometimes it just gets creatively integrated into the modern world. Outside the cities, though, ancient castles and rustic old villages dot the wilderness. So riding in Spain feels like riding across a forgotten empire. Because you are. The Catalan capital of Barcelona is your arrival and departure point. Barcelona is a lively, vibrant place. You really want to arrive a few days early and explore this city. Not just to see the sights of the past, but to get a feel for how this modern city lives and breathes on a day-to-day basis. And to enjoy the best seafood tapas. The Catalan people have their own language and culture. Their independent nature has been at odds with Spain since the beginning. But it's hard to imagine Spain without Barcelona. Okay, enough sounding like a Rick Steves video. When the sun goes down, Barcelona revs up. Barcelona has every single style of nightlife, so go exploring and try something new. But please, no drinking absinthe for the first time the night before we ride, okay? When you get to Barcelona, you'll meet your guides. Now, I often join this tour, but you should know about our local guides. These IMT guides were specifically chosen because they are track riders, just like you. Sergey, our lead guy, isn't only just good at his job, he loves it. Sergey is a perfect example of a Barcelona multicultural citizen. He speaks Spanish, Catalan, English, and Russian. He's fast on the track, but he's also a very talented street rider. David, your van driver, is a road racing endurance rider. He's fast and smooth on the racetrack, and also when driving the luggage van. He is easily the most talented van driver we have on any of our tours. He's wicked fast in that van. Both of them are excellent guides, and they're just the type of people I was searching for to make this tour special. Well-maintained rental bikes are not always assured in Spain. We contract with IMT because they have the best maintained fleet in Spain. So you can feel confident on the bike you choose. They offer a range of BMW machines which are listed on our website. Don't rent the bike that looks impressive. Rent the bike that fits you and your skills. The one you'll be comfortable on at the end of the day. Before I tell you where we go, I want to point out one aspect of Spain that is a key reason why you'll love it. The thing is, you won't notice it because you'll be too busy having a great time. A big part of that riding across a forgotten empire feel is the demographics of Spain. Most people live in the big cities and then zip back and forth on high-speed trains. That means the country roads are lonely. So lonely that when our group crests a hill and you see a castle in the distance, you feel like you're discovering it, because nobody else is there. The emptiness of the roads is a hidden quality that makes everyday riding in Spain fun, and probably safer. Okay, so what's the deal with the Pyrenees? The Pyrenees is a mountain range on the border of France and Spain, mostly known for the famous passes on the Tour de France. While Europe's top motorcycling destination is still the Alps, the Pyrenees have their own personality, with great vistas and thousands of curves. But the Pyrenees score over the Alps in one important area. You guessed it, there's nobody there, especially when we go in the fall. That means you really have a chance to enjoy the view or the road at a rather quick pace if you like. So, do we cross into France? Yes, we do, and frankly, you can't miss it. There doesn't need to be a sign. You know when you've crossed into France. The paint and the decor of the buildings is completely different. As usual, we stay in 3- and 4-star hotels, but also seek to give our clients a unique experience. That strategy in Spain means we simply must include a few Paradors. The Parador concept is simple enough. To save a historic building, the state has turned it into a hotel. The actual execution of which is both jaw-dropping on the outside and sometimes subtly humorous on the inside. You'll see. When it comes to meals, this tour is a little different. We normally include breakfast on all our tours, but on this tour we include dinner as well. The main reason is many of the Paradors and hotels are far from any restaurants, so it's more convenient to eat where we stay. The dinners are good, but the best hotel dinner is always at our hotel in Trama Castilla de Tena. This family-owned hotel always surprises us with creative dishes and fabulous wine. While you're in Spain, make sure to drink plenty of tinto. It's a very dark and rich red wine. The breakfasts are big buffet setups with lots to choose from. While Spanish pastries are tantalizing, remember to sample the fruit. Spanish fruit is particularly good because it all grows right there. We don't include lunches, mainly because we want to give you a chance to try something new from a broader menu. Don't be afraid to try all sorts of tapas and pinchos. Tapas aren't supposed to be something fancy. It's just creative bar food. It's fun. It's a low-cost adventure because you can try different things and see what you like. Usually you take what tempts you, then add up the plates or long skewers to calculate your bill. You won't go hungry. Motorland Aragon. You've seen it on MotoGP, but there's nothing like riding it yourself. Aragon is huge. It makes a liter bike feel like a 600. It's also trickier than it looks, so you'll be glad you're there for 3 days so you can really figure it out. You'll be assigned a coach with one other rider. Each session the coaches will lead or follow you, then consult with you after each session, often with video reviews so you can really see what you're doing. Joining you on the track and teaching you theory in the classroom is none other than 2-time World Superbike champion Troy Corser. Troy is not just a famous name and a fast guy, he's actually turned into one hell of a good coach. Over 3 days, your riding will improve, and that's going to feel good long after your trip is over. Your ride for these 3 days is the latest model BMW S1000 RR. It's a well-rounded neutral machine that's easy to ride. The brakes are strong and progressive, but the highlight of every lap has to be punching that power from first to flat out in fifth, or maybe even a second in sixth on that massive back straight. The standard Metzler K3 tires are actually really good, but an upgrade to slicks and warmers is available. The bottom line is this bike has broad appeal and very few people can ride it to its full potential. So you're going to have a good time on this machine. So it's not just this tour, but I should mention how important the other riders will be to your experience. See, we didn't know this at first, but it turns out the real layout magic is not where we go and what we do, but who we do it with. Being on a tour with fellow track riders changes everything. Track riders may come from all walks of life, but our hearts are the same. We all think that balancing a fire-breathing 200 horsepower machine on 2 wheels is a perfectly reasonable way to enjoy your day. Layout escapes only sets the stage. It's the riders that make the tour fun. Every person on the trip adds to the experience, and so will you. So that's the Spanish Pyrenees to Aragon tour. As usual, the video and descriptions are nothing compared to actually being there yourself, but hopefully this gives you an idea. Overall, the Spain tour runs almost too smoothly now, mostly due to the skills of Sergey and David. It's a twisty, fast adventure across a forgotten empire, and your chance to have a World Superbike champion coach you on a MotoGP circuit. So, want to go for a ride?